Project Greenlight launched a competition for amateur filmmakers. After a lengthy selection process, Pete Jones, a struggling writer from Chicago, was chosen as the winner and given the chance to fulfill his dreams, directing a feature film based on his script. Chris Moore, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon are producing it. Miramax Films has put up a $1 million budget and will release it in theaters. Now, Pete must direct his movie. This is Project Greenlight.
When I first moved out here, I thought, that's it. Get a movie into Sundance. That would be the end-all, be-all. And we got into Sundance.
Sundance is probably the biggest American film festival. It's in Park City, Utah. It was started by Robert Redford and a couple other guys to highlight alternative and independent American cinema.
The stakes here are that it's the first time that anybody's seen his movie. It's a screening for real moviegoers and a lot of critics too. It's something that, you know, keeps you up at night.
At Sundance, there's going to be reviews of it, and people will be talking about it. You want it to be good.
Before anyone's seen your movie, you're kind of telling a story in a vacuum, and you don't know how an audience is going to react to it.
You need to check in?
Yeah, I guess so.
What's at stake for Pete with this is his personal reputation, his career. There's a lot of anticipation because the show has now started airing, and people want to see, well, okay, what kind of movie did this kid make?
Are you happy with the film?
Yeah, the movie's good. The movie's
Really?
good. I think people, hopefully people like it. That's
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But seeing you going through it, I know. I was like, ooh.
It's the question of, am I this boy band creation, or do I really have any talent? Sundance will be the first time people will be able to judge if I'm a joke or if, as a writer-director, I've got some kind of talent.
I am very upset at this moment, right, about how poorly produced it was. And I've seen the movie, right? There are scenes that you could have done more takes on. There's better coverage of scenes that you could have done. There's a whole lot of shit. And it's embarrassing to me. Right? They're gonna go watch the movie and I'm gonna say, I can't believe this happened. And part of it's definitely Bayless. Should never send Bayless out there. Trusted him way too much, right? But the other side is Pat. He's supposed to be the one who's experienced. And it's completely out of control.
But I can't blame Peach for that.
Well, Pete, at some point you gotta blame somebody. Somebody's job is to make sure it works.
It's my job.
No, it's not. Your job is to say, this is what I want. Organize this in a way so I get all this.
I take offense to Chris coming in and throwing blame on others. If there's blame, we gotta take it.
If you don't wanna blame Pat, you don't have to blame Pat.
You're a producer on the movie. I see your name on it, producer.
Exactly, I fucked up. I'm right here telling you, I fucked up. I feel bad. I should have been there.
I wish those guys would have done a better job. I wish you would have done a better job. I wish I would have done a better job.
Don't think that what that process was good.
But I'm not going to place the blame on other people for my movie. Never, won't happen. Won't happen in another movie that I do. It's just not my style.
You're playing a middle ground. And so
I'm playing a middle ground because I gotta defend the guys that were in battle with me.
Chris wasn't on set, and so for him to shoot bullets at Pat Peach and Jeff Bayless, you know, he needs to aim that gun at himself because he's in charge of the producing staff.
I'm just sorry, is all I'm saying, because I think there was an opportunity in certain areas for experience to help in getting a little more here, a little better there. That's all I'm saying.
You know what I might lose, actually, is the scene where Bonnie tells him to keep his quest up.
There's the thing with it is, it's a scene that I personally love.
There's always going to be some scenes you love that don't make it in the movie. It's just the way it goes.
Scenes I cut, and that scene I'm gonna.
You can't. It's not you're not doing the encyclopedia.
In my opinion, the first 15 minutes and the last 10 minutes are the problem areas of the movie.
The scene seems staged, especially with kids. Whenever they would kind of enter a scene and stop and stand, to me it looks like a kid standing on a tee.
You get notes from so many people. Try this, love the music, hate the music, you know, all these different things that really that we have to arbitrate and then really make substantial changes.
It's extremely melodramatic. I mean, what if I walked out of this room right now and I was walking out of this room and I just turned to you and I just went, see you later, Pete Jones. You know what I mean? You'd be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know, you're just going down the hallway. I mean, he just lives around the corner.
No,
you know what I mean? I'm serious.
That makes great.
But that's melodramatic.
Now we're into the world of taste. Does that scene work or not as a taste thing?
The script can be like, you know, moving and touching, or it can be Davy and Goliath.
Right now, there are some scenes that are a little too Davy and Goliath. You know that show with the clay dog and everything? It's like, gosh, Davy, Jesus loves us all.
It is a nice scene, but it does kind of meander.
I'd say just cut it out. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. It's a little bit scary. You're like, you know, you can't do that. No fucking way are they getting him. Is he sneaking out to a beach to go swim?
The line where it is in the movie right now, nobody gets that.
If people take away different meanings from it, so be it.
You're gonna argue this to a point, but at some point, you're gonna have to explain to us what you plan to do about all those audience members who get completely lost by the movie. And if your answer is fuck them, I don't think that's gonna last.
I'm going through the whole process right now of trying to make the best movie I can with what I've shot, and if that means moving things structurally, hell yeah. That'll make a movie then.
When you decide to move scene 50 in front of scene 10 and make certain cuts in certain scenes and you do structural things, it can change, essentially.
So, if I'm to understand you guys, I should
shuffle these up.
I should just take that and put that there, and then that changes everything. Am I being an asshole? You
Yes.
betcha.
When we first started to really change the film around and switch the order, I think it rattled Pete a bit.
You move any of these things, and they have such huge consequences.
Cutting scenes kills.
This is out as of right now.
Keep those deleted scenes.
I wasn't going to rip them up.
It really is a process of essentially rewriting the film.
I guess I just got to be patient, and something good will happen, but there's going to be a lot of wrong answers here because they're not going to fit.
There's a certain point when the movie goes from a script, goes from Pete's vision, from what was shot, to its own entity.
Pete's being liberated. He's having a really good time.
Liberated and confused seem to be the same word to me.
I wish I could just say, you know what? This is my movie. I'm standing behind it. I don't care what anyone else says. In reality, you do care what people say.
What works best about the movie works unbelievably well. That's a knockout. Performances are fantastic. Aidan Quinn is amazing.
Yeah.
I think he's amazing.
Amazing. One thing that really bothered me was at the end when Pete tells Rabbi Jacobson, you know, I prayed to Danny, and it was because even I remember in the script, I always thought that if you could pull it off, it was going to be really hard to, and I don't know. And then the pacing of it gets very quick at moments towards the end where you really need to, I think, have a moment to absorb it all.
You get this 10 minutes left in the end of the movie that you're like, okay, what is this, the end? And it just kind of drags on. Wow. We need to make it so that piece really works. Additional photography will be one way of doing it. Shortening will be another way of doing it.
I mean, in spite of all that, it's good. I mean, you did an awesome job.
The ending doesn't work for me.
Right.
I messed up the ending, in my opinion.
Okay. What can be fixed, and how do you want to fix it?
It'd be an additional scene.
Right.
But it seems like I'm up against a brick wall there because how much money it's going to cost to do it. Unless I get a shot at additional shooting of scenes that are in my head, there's not much else I can do with the end of the movie.
You know, if you write these scenes and everybody feels like they're really going to make the movie better, then that's what we fight for, you know?
Pete wants to see John Gordon and Chelsea.
We've got a good movie, but I want it to be great. And I've got some ideas how to make it great, and I need to be able to convince John Gordon that the greatness that this movie could be would be worthwhile to Miramax financially also. And the way I would address it is, there would be no 2 months later, there'd be no baseball.
It'd be an additional scene.
We would go to Pete alone at the beach, you know, going back to the spots that he and Danny were at. And I know it's gonna cost Miramax more money, obviously, you know, a lot more money. You guys know the numbers better than I do. I can't tell you if it's gonna get more people in the theater, but it's gonna be a much better movie.
Pete, the unfortunate reality is that you're not just writing a scene that's going to improve your movie. You're selling a scene to a studio that doesn't want to spend another nickel. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I'm just being pessimistic.
Yeah, that will haunt me.
Write some fucking good pages. How about that?
Oh, well, you know what? Now you've just started producing again.
This is what my mom said. She's like, look at those chicken legs coming out of her.
I don't think I've
tutu.
seen that outfit.
It's her tutu. You haven't seen her tutu?
Is that tutu?
Yeah. She talks about it all the time. I love that picture.
That picture's awesome. By the way, we should always take pictures of me at this angle.
Yeah, you look good there.
I'm not saying I look good, but you just can't see the double chin. Every time I see Jenny, you know, and I see that baby in her belly, I feel the pressure of, where's the next job? You know, how am I going to support, you know, Junior in her belly and Molly? It's a lot better pressure than the pressure I had 6 months ago when I was like, okay, am I moving home? Am I finished? Now, if I don't get anything from this, that'll suck. So hopefully something comes from it.
When are they going to make a decision about...
Reshoots?
Yeah.
You know what? I have no idea. It's just going to come down to how much money it costs.
And who makes that final decision?
Not me.
Can you give us an update on how you guys felt about the new ending?
I mean, I think it could work, but the costs are so prohibitive at this point. I mean, on the high end, I know it would cost, what, $200,000 to do reshoots, and, you know, emotionally, it's not quite there, and I don't want to mess with something that already worked. I did talk to John earlier, and he is not supportive of doing reshoots. You know, the cost of the movies, you know, we're already encroaching on the $2 million. It's just about spending a lot more money when, you know, every step of the way we've been very supportive, and we've done everything that we thought needed to be done in order to help make the movie good, and the movie is good. And again, we're just trying to keep the cost down in general.
So much can be done to a movie without having to go and reshoot in terms of cutting scenes, doing certain things with the music.
We did not get reshoots. They have made a decision where they said, no matter how great this movie is, we can't keep throwing money at it. We can't keep spending more. That's just money we're wasting.
Pat? John is not supportive of reshoots. You know, they have given us pretty much everything we've asked for along the way, and now they're finally saying, okay, listen, we've given you way more than we ever thought we would. Why are we going to give you another couple $100,000?
We were gearing up for a fight, but Pete just decided inside himself that it was almost rude to keep asking for more.
In this situation, I don't think Miramax was going to listen to the argument. I may be wrong, and if I am wrong, then I screwed myself, and movie could have been better.
I almost felt like that was the moment that, you know, Pete got studioed. He finally hit his breaking point where the process of getting what you think you need creatively overwhelms your creative input. And I think that that's sad.
I also wanted to show you the thing you wanted to see with the baseball.
So the reshoots were, you know, dead in the water. So the other ending was to cut out all the baseball and go right to the backyard with Joe and Pete. Personally, it's 51-49. You know, percent-wise, which one I think is better. I always felt that if things were close to a tie, go with the studios. Well, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do.
It does work better, right?
I can't tell you which one's better, but I got a feeling this one might work.
We still don't know.
We still. This is it. This is the movie that America's going to see and, you know, judge me by. Like, I thought it'd just be this celebration. Okay, we've locked picture, it's over. And it's not quite that. I'm having a hard time. I'm not positive that the movie that we have just locked is the best movie that, you know, I could do. And that's a tough thing to deal with.
We've been here since 2:30 and it's 6 o'clock. And usually it's an hour for, you know, that they say to come early.
It was a madhouse. I mean, they wanted to see the movie. They wanted to know what happened.
With the buildup that we're getting from HBO, there's awareness of the movie, but nobody knows if the movie's good or not.
There is a ton of buzz around this movie. I mean, everywhere you go around Sundance.
Buzz is people talking to each other. You know, they call it word of mouth, they call it whatever you want to call it. What you want is positive buzz, right? And what you really don't want is buzz that is contrary to whatever hype you're trying to create. Because hype, in my opinion, is created buzz.
I think everyone's a little interested to see how the movie's going to turn out because of the newcomers that are involved in the movie.
Actually, we submitted a script, my partner and I in here, and we were a little jealous, actually, so we came to see what beat us, actually.
If Ben and Matt think it's good, it's going to be good.
We're really excited just because, you know, we've seen so much about it and we've waited so long and then finally we get to see it.
Well, when I took the movie, I just took it because I read the script. I didn't even know that there was a contest, so I was kind of... I didn't.
I know.
I thought I won the contest.
E.T.
Hey.
The script touched all of us in the heart, and that's why we came on board without question.
A lot of it was about how Pete would be as a director. He did a really good job.
How's Pete going to come out of this? Do you think he's going to be a celebrity, or have you kind of created a monster with this?
Oh, ask Pete. That's
tough question there.
Can you get the how you were going to come out of this, if you're going to be a celebrity or if we created a monster?
That's a tough question to start off with. And look at him back it out. No, I wouldn't think that would be the case. I hope it's a good movie, and you know, it's not about celebrity. It's about doing what you want to do and doing it well, and you know, and hopefully people respond to it.
All right, here we go. Right here.
Hopefully they can do it.
How are you? It's good to see you.
Pete's become kind of a celebrity, and I recognize a little bit of the weariness that I see in a lot of celebrities. It's not always sexy and exciting. It looks like that. It's actually terrifying, and kind of like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Should I be careful of things? Why are my relationships with people changing? And I think he's handling it really admirably. It's hard to know how really weird it is to have that happen to you.
Can we take a picture? All right. No, we'll do that. Sorry, we gotta go. Sorry.
They're going to start rioting in there, and that's it.
Good. Thank you.
They're totally max. Sorry. But you stay in line and you'll get your refund.
We got ousted. At this point, it better be a damn good movie.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this evening's screening of Stolen Summer. The director, Pete Jones.
If I probably start whining or something, you might recognize me from the HBO show. But you know, it's a great pleasure to be here. And a year ago, I was unemployed, and you know, Matt, Ben, Chris, Miramax Television, Miramax Films had this terrific idea, you know, to give a nobody like me a chance. We made some mistakes, as you see on the show, but I think the things we did well, you'll see tonight, and I hope you enjoy it. Now, I am a little bit nervous inside, but you know, there's nothing I can do about it. The movie's done, and you know, people will like it or not. And unfortunately, you know, I'm not going to get a chance to you know, change that.
I'm trying to see if I can help Jewish people get to heaven.
Ah, what a noble endeavor.
A quest.
a noble quest.
What's it like to be Jewish? I don't know. Good. I'm Catholic. What's that like? Noisier.
You don't go trying to convert Jewish kids the same way they don't come over here trying to convert us. You understand?
You said if I finish the decathlon, I'm going to heaven. Well, I was wrong. The only thing that I did was put myself on the road to hell with you.
The movie ended and people were applauding, and I could hear that feeling that you can't explain, but that people were moved by the experience.
The guy did a great job, and I think he deserves a round of credit.
I started kind of getting emotional, and I'm okay. Hold yourself together. You can't get in front of this crowd, and do that.
And this is Pete Jones.
It felt good. And it felt good to have the actors there, and it felt good for Chris to get up there, and it just made everything over the last, 9 months or so, it made it worthwhile.
And I guess this is the part where I open it up to questions.
Yep. In the most public classroom that you could have had, what was your greatest lesson you took away from it?
You know what? I guess the greatest lesson is you get an opportunity and you make the most of it, and you're gonna make mistakes and publicly, and you're gonna fall down, and hopefully you get up and you keep going, and you surround yourself with really good people, and where you make mistakes, they help you.
At the end of it, I got to stand up there and talk about what I did and what I really believed in, what I cared about, and that was fun.
I don't really have a question, but I wanted to compliment you on a flashback to the 70s. I thought that all of the props with the Highlight magazine and the rainbow Dixie cups made the whole thing much more believable because you put it back in a time when things were more innocent, and it was a great flashback.
Thank you.
Do you feel that the final product ultimately resembles your initial vision?
I think in the end, this movie is as good or better than I had envisioned in my head. So, it's something I'm proud of. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
It's really an most remarkable movie about faith and about love and about tolerance. And you don't think so at first. And I love how honest it is.
I was really touched. I laughed. I cried.
It was very straightforward but heartfelt at the same time.
People seem to be really positive about it. And, I've been to enough of these screenings where I can kind of discern between, fake positivity and kind of I saw your movie. And people who sort of say, hey, I saw it was kind of,
But it was very well done, and it had a great cast. I mean, they did an incredible job.
Bonnie Hunt is she's amazing.
She's a genius.
She's just wow.
After watching Project Greenlight, I was kind of skeptical about the sincerity of the story, the depth of the plot, but I was really moved.
I hope that the crew that worked on the movie and the actors that worked on the movie and the producers part of the movie, see the movie and they're proud of it. And they look at it and they say, we made mistakes, but in the end, we made a really good movie.
Movies inherently are like this. You have all these fights, you get outraged, you get furious at people, you have, big drama because there's a lot at stake and you really care about it. And then, you've all gone through it together, so you're sort of all buddies at the end.
Punch me.
If the kind of time you had, which was a direct correlation to how good the movie was, Smokey and the Bandit would be the best movie of all time.
Exactly.
I'm really proud that we found a guy who, is going to work and have a career and made a good movie, and that we got these actors, these enormously talented actors, to come in and work hard for no money and on this really difficult schedule, and that they're proud of it and happy to have been involved, and that we're able to take to Sundance and let everybody kind of enjoy that experience. This is about as good as it gets.
Hi, babe. What's going on? Hey, I'm doing well. Doing well. Yeah. I just wanted to call and say hi. Oh, yeah, it was terrific. The best thing about it is people were laughing in places that I forgot they laughed.
Have people really like the movie empowered Pete, made him feel stronger, and sort of now I can stand up and I don't have to be, aw shucks. I can stand up and say, look, I made a good movie.
I want to have that feeling again when people are watching the movie and I can tell that they're laughing when they're supposed to laugh and being moved when they're supposed to move. And
I wish we could have, you could have been here. But, we still got more things, hopefully.
hopefully there's an opportunity to make more movies. I don't want to be a one-shot wonder.
Hi, Molly. I love you, Molly. I'm in Utah. Can you say Utah? There you go, Utah. Yeah, I'm at work. I'm at work. I love you too, honey. Bye-bye.
You're only as good as your last movie, so I think Pete's gonna be able to, right now, make choices about the kind of career he wants. It would be nice if in 10 years, Pete's still working in the business, but it's entirely up to him.